That was my impression of a WWE intro, or when they walk out of Gorilla. So let's think about why would I do that, and why am I wearing a CM Punk shirt? I've never talked about wrestling here. I have on a few shorts. You're not a real fan. Comment in below if you watch my shorts. I don't care. Well, boys, fellas, ladies, madams, theys, and thems. Today, I'm doing something I haven't seen before on the internet, or something I don't know because I never Googled it. But what if WWE had a 2D fighting game? So it's not actually WWE X Street Fighter X Tekken. I just thought this would give my point across of what I'm trying to go for. Obviously, what I'm going for is a Street Fighter / Tekken-like game. I'll explain that in the third video. You have to watch all three parts. The first part is the male roster. Second part would be the women's roster for this game. And the third part would be the gameplay and what I would think the story mode would be in this hypothetical dream-like of a game. So let's get into the first superstar, the first all-star, the first Hall of Famer, the never seen 17. Last time is now. You can't see me. John Cena. John Cena right now is on his farewell tour, and John Cena is the GOAT. 17, never seen. John Cena is the greatest of all time. Cena sucks right now, though. I would love John Cena, and he would be a main seller of this game. He has to be base roster. People would be upset he's the GOAT. But let's get into what I think John Cena's alternate costume would be. JC from Surf's Up Wave Mania. Yeah, I'm being dead ass. I want this in this game if this ever came out. No, I'm kidding. But it actually was Dr. Thugonomics. Yes, sir. This is exactly what I would want as an alternate costume. No matter what jersey he's wearing, I want this. I want this. And this would be awesome. And so let's get into the second character / second wrestler. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Cody Raheem Rhodes. That's right. I love him, so I put him in this game. Thumbnail, so I guess you could guess that. But yeah, Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare. He would be in this game. He would probably be a main solo of this game, probably part of the storyline, main part of the storyline, probably. But I'll get into the third video. Reminder, third video. So Cody Rhodes, obviously, he's one of the biggest superstars right now. He's probably gonna have a feud with Cena. He just pinned Cena the other week, so Money in the Bank. So Cody Rhodes, former WWE champion, former tag team champion. He would have to be in this game. The American Nightmare. It's awesome. And then what would his alternate costume be? Stardust. Oh, Jacob, what do you know about Stardust? You're a teenager. You weren't even alive. Yes, I was, dumbass. When Stardust was around, I was like, I'm not going to give it an age. I was from the age of 4 to 8. And so when Stardust was around, I saw it on YouTube. I was not big into wrestling at the time, but I would see stuff. And I loved the show Arrow because I loved the Flash show. And so I would see Stardust versus Stephen Amell, the first feud I ever really got into in wrestling. I didn't know this was Cody Rhodes. I didn't know who the hell Cody Rhodes was, but I knew Stardust. I love Stardust. I love the... How does he do it? I don't know how he does it. I don't remember. It's something like that. He's awesome, though. I love Stardust. I love the cartwheels. He cooked with this. I love going back and watching it. So Stardust would have to be in this game. You know, the Rockstar bottle. But what would his alternate costume that people might be happier with? Undashing Cody Rhodes. That's right. Undashing Cody Rhodes. Specifically this, like the president with the mask. Oh, I think it's so aura. He's aura farming in this clip, bro. So cool. Cody Rhodes really cooked to this. It's crazy they made him a jobber with that name too. It's crazy what they did to him at this time. I would love Cody Rhodes to be in this. I love it. And I think this design would be awesome. And then who would be next? Who would be the next character? Would it be a former champion? Do I acknowledge this champion? Roman Reigns, yes. The part-timer Roman Reigns, yes. The tribal chief Roman Reigns. No, I cannot do that. My tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Yeah, he would have to be in this game. He's a main seller. He's a main star. He held the company on his back for a few years. Roman Reigns, even though he's a kind of a fascist, but he has to be in this game, and he would be awesome. So let's get into his alternate costume. And I didn't have many options. I chose the big dog, Roman Reigns. You could also throw in the one where Vince would make him wear like blue contacts to look like a superhero. But yeah, you gotta have the big dog, Roman Reigns. Tony was like in the Shield. I don't have options. Sorry, you don't. Who would be Teddy Long?
Tonight, you will go one-on-one with The Undertaker.
No! No! The Undertaker! The Undertaker would have to be in this game. Base roster, obviously. He would add some mystical parts to this game. He would be cool. I think Undertaker would be cool. You have to have some legacy characters, some older wrestlers, and the older fans. Yeah, I think Undertaker would be a main selling point. What would I want one of his alternate costumes to be? You could tell from earlier when I picked JC, you would know I want to pick Undertaker Penguin from Surf's Up Wave Mania 2. I don't think it has the 2 in the title. But this would actually be really funny. I like this. But no, let's get serious and let's go. Chicken Joe would be an awesome character in this game, but that's not the point right now. I have to sidetrack. The American Badass. Yeah, you saw it coming. Who else would it be? Now let's get into the next character. Let's get into the next wrestler. I feel like a new day has come. With Kofi Kingston. Yeah, New Day sucks. Yeah. Why didn't you add Big E? I love Big E, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. When I was a kid, I loved the New Day. But the thing is that Kofi Kingston actually wrestles still. And no fault to Big E. But Kofi Kingston's still a name that could promote this on TV. Kofi Kingston has been there. Kofi Kingston is Kofi Mania. You need to have black wrestlers in this game, and if you're gonna put one in the base roster, I don't mean like there's only gonna be one, but and there's a lot of good options to choose. The black wrestlers right now, Carmelo Hayes, Big E, Obafemi. Yeah, you got a lot of options for black wrestlers like Obafemi, Carmelo Hayes, Big E. A lot of more options. Right now I'm blanking because I've been up for 20 hours, but let's get into the next. Let's get into what I think his alternate costumes would be. And is someone just kicking it with you? Let's go and do karate. That's right. Kofi Kingston and kicking it. I want this. This would be super funny. It'd be a good callback. Yeah, it's niche. But I don't give a damn. This is awesome. Nah, but let's be serious. Are you Jamaican me crazy, man? Kofi Kingston, Jamaican. Yes. Yes. And that's all I have to say. Let's get into the next superstar. Did someone just say, Booyaka, Booyaka? 619, baby. Definitely would be his finisher in the game. Would be a 619. That would be a super. Let's get into Rey Mysterio. You gotta have luchadors. You gotta have Mexican culture. It's big in wrestling. You gotta have that in this game. And who would be better than the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio? This man's 50 years old and still doing it. Man, don't stop. He has that elixir of youth in him. But you have to have Rey Mysterio in this game, no matter what. He's that guy. And let's get into his alternate costume. I chose from like 1999 the Phantom costume at the Halloween bash or whatever. I love this costume. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a good superhero pick. I think it's awesome. Well, let's get into the next superstar. And did someone say a giant? Andre the Giant. Yeah. What are you, Unk? No. I wouldn't put this character in the game. I wouldn't put this wrestler in the game if I really didn't have to. But this is legacy. This is Andre the Giant. This is one of the greatest of all time. This is a Hall of Famer. This is a movie star. This is him. Andre the Giant was the original big giant man. You got to put him in the game. And what would be his alternate costume? I didn't have many options, to be fair. But I did pick Andre the Giant and the Princess Bride. I've never seen this movie, but what options do I goddamn have? Okay, let's get into the next wrestler. The Macho Man, Randy Savage. Oh yeah, that impression I know. Man's rolling in his grave right now, hearing me do that impression. I love Macho Man, and he replaces another legacy, another Hall of Famer that I would never want to be in this game because he could suck my dick. I would love Macho Man. I think he's one of the greatest of all time. He's one of my favorites. He's on my Mount Rushmore. He's that guy. When you think about wrestling, you think about Macho Man. Oh my god. I just realized one of his alternate costumes I should have added, but I'm not going to do it right now. Let's get into his alternate costume. I picked this. I like blanked, but I have another idea that I'm adding. Sorry, I completely blanked about this. But Bonesaw McGraw from the Spider-Man 1. The Tobey Maguire movie. Spider-Man 1, Bonesaw McGraw. You wouldn't last 3 minutes. I think that's what he says, or does he say 4? I don't remember. But Bonesaw McGraw would be awesome. Now that's a good pick. I don't know why I blanked out, or his Slim Jim costume, but let's get into the next one. The next wrestler, next superstar, the visionary, the architect.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Mr. Money in the Bank. Rollins with a heist of the century. Brilliant.
Seth frickin' Rollins. Seth Rollins held this company on his back and his torn back and his torn ACL, whatever the hell he's torn. He's torn his quad. He's torn his leg. He's torn his back. Doing stuff for this company. He's a shield for this company. But Seth Rollins has to be in this game. Mr. Money in the Bank right now. Seth Rollins got to be in here. Seth Rollins is that guy. Seth Rollins is him. Let's get into his alternate costume. Like I said earlier, the Shield Seth Rollins. This would be awesome. Not much else to say. Let's get into the next wrestler. Did someone say the phenomenal one AJ Styles? Yeah. Older wrestlers, but you gotta pick older, you gotta pick generations, you know? AJ Styles gotta be in there. I like AJ Styles. I don't know a lot about him. But let's get into his alternate costume, which would be Bullet Club AJ Styles. I think he's a great pick. Or a farming in this club. I think this would be awesome. It gives way to do some collaborations with other companies. Well, let's get into the next wrestler. And did someone say Dirty? Did someone say Dirty Dominic Mysterio? That's right. Oh, you have another Mysterio. You have another Mysterio. Suck my balls. You have to have the younger wrestlers in this game. And who would be better than Dirty Dom? And I'll explain this later in the third part of this video and why I put Dirty Dom in here. And you need to have a Judgment Day character. So you put Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom is him. I love Dirty Dom. And what would be his alternate costume is when he won the Intercontinental belt at WrestleMania 41. Yep. And I was gonna put the cow print pink outfit, but I couldn't find any on Google, so I just picked this one. And let's get into the next wrestler, Drew McIntyre. Oh yeah, people love Drew McIntyre. I don't really care about him. His feud with CM Punk low-key carried, and well, to be his alternate costume would be the Scottish Warrior. Sorry, he's just funny looking. Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. So yeah, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre would be the Scottish Warrior outfit. If it wasn't about Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior, you would have to put in the best in the world, the Second City Saint. The voice of the voiceless, the cult of personality, CM Punk. My favorite wrestler of all time. I love CM Punk. I got into wrestling right as around. He came back. He started doing matches again. And I love this guy. I love CM Punk. I own his T-shirt. First ever wrestling shirt I bought. I found it at at a Boss Cops for $10 is on sale, and so I had to cop it. But I love CM Punk. He's probably the greatest wrestler in my opinion of all time. He's my favorite male wrestler of all time. He's that guy, the voice of the voiceless. And what would his alternate costume be but the pipe bomb? I wanted him in the Stone Cold t-shirt because Stone Cold isn't in the base roster. I want him in the Stone Cold t-shirt. I want him. Oh, dude, it'd be so awesome. But yeah, that's been my roster for my dream base roster for a WWE 2D slash 3D fighting game. Yeah, so that's my dream roster for my. That's my dream male roster for my WWE What If video game. And so, boys, fellas, ladies, madams, days, and thems, hope you enjoyed my list. And make sure to tune into part 2 where I talk about the women's roster and part 3 where I explain the story of the game and how the gameplay would work. See y'all in the next couple. See y'all later. See y'all again. I don't know. Bye.